happy birthday party for your kids. Oh man, I'm guilty of that too. I'm guilty of that too. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. To me, when my kids were young in Barnesville, Oklahoma, it's one of the best times of my life. I really enjoy those moments. And I remember fondly picking up my kids from daycare. Their mother would take them in the morning, and I would show up at their daycare, Tri-County Tech in Barnesville, Oklahoma. And I'd love to see and catch them on the playground. I'd sneak up on them, and I would sneak into the building to see them. Because when I did, I always got rewarded. I would sneak down the hall. I would see my daughter Danielle. You know, I would sneak up, very stealthy. She would see me, and her eyes would just bulge. She'd come running toward me, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," and I would pick her up, and it was the greatest moment. It made up for all those teenage years later on. So she had a birthday, her second birthday, and her brother was 3 years old, and they both went to the same daycare. And from my son's youth, the first thing he did when he saw TV is watch Barney videos. Barney ABC, Purple Barney. In fact, he just watched those over and over. And then my daughter came along a year later, and when she got old enough to stand, she was dancing when Barney came on the TV. And we recorded even the daily Barney shows. So I resolved, for her second birthday party, at her daycare, the purple dinosaur would make an appearance. So we got a costume, I got a costume. And it was a hot Oklahoma day. Sweaty, 90 degrees plus. This costume wasn't the exact Barney, because that was a copyrighted thing. But it was a purple dinosaur. So I put it on. Their mother was inside with the camera, taking pictures of all this. So I waddled down the hallway, right? The big room was where the kids were, eating their birthday cake. They all had a little gift bag, a little toy, and they're all around this table, and the teachers are there. And I was waiting for all the adulation. I thought, well, these kids are going to love me. This is going to be great. So I come in, and half the door is open. One of those doors where, you know, they can, both halves move. And I stick my head in. And I see my son, who's actually facing me, James. And he saw me first. He goes, "It's Barney." And then it broke loose. Pandemonium, the worst fears of the Bible. Oh, kids running everywhere, jumping on teachers, climbing the corners. They were scared of me when I entered the room. I tried to break up the moment. I shuffled. I tried to sing. But the kids were scared. And so the teachers tried to come up and talk to me, and they shook my hand. It was a great moment. But I was trying to win the kids over. Finally, my 2-year-old daughter Danielle, she picked up one of the toys, one of the gift toys, and brought it up to me like an offering to King Kong. And I was overwhelmed, so I picked her up and tried to hug her. And then she kicked the purple dinosaur where the purple dinosaur should not be kicked. I gathered some strength to put her down before I fell down. And then I fell on the ground. Some of the teachers looked worried for me, so they came up. But then, the mood changed in the room. The kids came up to me and touched me and tried to make me better. So they got over their fear of me and were trying to bring me back. And that was the most touching experience. I struggled to my feet. They lined the kids up. And they came up and they gave me a high five. I gave them a high five. My son looked at me in a terrified way. He still didn't know. He didn't know it was me. And then the kids came up and they hugged, and I broke the ice, and some of the parents hugged me. And as I teetered, as I waddled to the doorway, I waved goodbye, and everybody seemed to be really in good spirits at that point. But my work was not finished. I had to go home with this costume. I had to be pictured in their backyard, on their playgrounds, on their pools. So I raced home, and their mother came with me. And she videoed me playing on their swing set, on their slide, and dipped my toe in their pool, and I put footprints down on the ground. And then she went back to Tri-County and picked up the kids because this was in the afternoon. And I had to get my costume back by 5 o'clock. So I went, I returned my costume, I got some stares, but that's okay. You know, I thought it was a good day. And then when I came home, I met my kids, and my son was excited. He goes, Daddy, Daddy, Dad, you missed it today. You missed it today. Barney came to Tri-County. I go, wow, son, were you brave? He goes, yes, yes, I was not afraid for a moment. And then I walked outside, and they said, look, Barney was here, Barney was here. My son was leading me to all the playgrounds, and he saw the footprints, and he was all excited. But then, I saw my daughter. She's been held by Mommy, and she was crying these big tears. So I went up to her and I go, Danielle, it's your birthday. Why are you crying? She rubbed her eyes and as tears flowed down. She goes, I think I hurt Purple Barney, and I want him to come back.
Oh.
Thank you.